When we were staying at Old Location, we lived in a way that was sometimes good and bad at the same time, because during that time, Windhoek was full of love. I came in Windhoek in 1956, and during that time, I came into a peaceful place whereby everyone mattered. There was no tribal divisions. We were one and lived in harmony. I worked with a lot of people from different tribes, but we all lived as brothers and sisters from the black community. We were very peaceful during that time. And to be short on what sparked the uprising, during that time, Windhoek municipality had a bar where people used to have drinks. It had buses for public. After the uprising, that is when all of this stopped, and we started realizing that these people are really oppressing us. That is when the bar closed and boarding public buses too. And then the people refused to go to the bar and taking municipal buses too. Those are incidences that sparked the uprising. That day, when I'm saying I was in the garden, I saw big military machines passing by, and when it passed by, it then started shooting, and we then proceeded, and when we came home, there came a man of the surname Kapwenene, and he was calling pews, and he said, "These Oruano congregants are troublesome," and he was with a partner. So we then jumped in the car and went into the bushes. And then they started talking about Oruano congregants. And then before the shooting, I saw some women from Damara speaking community. They came from Damara 5, passed by and went to Parliament known as Building back then. I then followed them because I wanted to go and listen to what they were talking about. During that time, there was a political party then named as Swano and Chiefs Council. I was a member of the Chief Council. I was not a member of Swano. There was a man of the surname Kaukwetu who was coordinating and calming angry people, and the day after that is when the shooting started. Lives were touched and people were in pain. Chief Kutako said the government must buy coffins for the people they have killed. These people were taken to Ovaherero House, where the funeral proceedings and mourning took place. The following day, they were buried. They were 11. There was another man, a teacher, who stood on his own, who was writing his books, minding his business, and who was also shot by a stray bullet. He was also buried with 11 people. The community was really touched in many ways because the community said, we during that time and we didn't go. That's when they started really shooting. Personally, I was young, and in most cases, young people are not always affected. I was very young. I was 27 years old. I didn't have kids, and I was not married. I was just a single person, so I was really not affected nor moved. I only knew there was a war, but it was normal as my job was not affected. I was really not touched. I lost none of my relatives in the shooting, but if I lost my relatives, I believe it could have touched me so badly. I only knew 2 people who died. One was a man who was not fighting or armed, but he was just shot as he was passing. Dead and died on the spot too. That was so bad. The Old Location uprising had greater meaning because people were tired of freed us from oppression. in a way. My word to this generation, look, as I said back then, I was very young, but today I am 93 years old. I was raised by elders, and I am asking the generation to move away from bars, drinking, hubbly, and killing each other.